All right, here we go. It's Sunday afternoon at 1 p.m. Eastern Daylight, and that can only mean one thing. It's Sunday afternoon at 1 p.m. Eastern Daylight. No, it means two things. It means Greyhawk lives on the Wily Hobbit network of gaming channels. Let's throw things over to our esteemed, or maybe it was steamy, I'm not sure which, Dungeon
It's
Master.
warm here today.
It is warm, not here. It's cold and windy in Ohio. So let's welcome our friend, the at Growed Up Geek, Manny DM guy.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Greyhawk Lives. We are back after a week off where I had to go pay some bills and do a job, so boo. But we are back today for another exciting adventure. We left the party on quite the cliffhanger of sorts when we were together again last 2 weeks ago. Before we get to that, we will meet our fantastic players. We'll do real quick recap and then jump right into our session today. Let us start with our international correspondent who recently went through the time change today. Welcome to the future or the past, however the hell this works nowadays. Will, playing our Warlock Lapis. Tell us about him.
Well, first, we're changing time next weekend. I don't know what the
Oh.
fuck is going on. Because
It's
I
even
arrived,
worse.
I arrived an hour early today, and now I'm here, and I don't know what the hell's going on. Which is very appropriate because my old 80-something-year-old warlock doesn't know what's going on either. So it's all going pretty well.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of stuff going on.
There's too much going on. That's what I'm saying.
It's probably going to get worse. I'm not going to lie.
Great.
All right, swinging back to the East Coast of America from the Garden State, our resident large man, Robert, tell us about our Goliath Storm Chaser.
Yeah, so I play Gortok Storm Chaser Thanulikan from the Yatil Mountains, who is he was very happy to escape the confines of the free city of Greyhawk. Did not find it much to his liking. He's not a very big fan of the predicament he now finds himself in either, so then there are the bricks.
The grass isn't always greener. Hey, this sucks. Let's go somewhere else. Oh no, this is worse.
This sucks too.
All right. Next to the southeast of America, where we have skipped spring and have gone straight to summer. It's hot as hell.
Yeah.
Let's go to Lewis to tell us about Beck, our monk.
I am Lewis playing Beckley Adon, who is a monk who lived in the Free City. Really didn't have any sort of strong ties to it except for who was teaching him, who is now missing. And met up with similar-minded folk and is now adventuring with them.
Yeah, there seems to be a lot of missing people going around.
Yeah. A lot of kidnapping happening.
Yeah. Well, they're just missing. We don't know what happened. They went there willingly, it appears.
Yeah.
And we will finish up with our lovely host and my dungeon master on Monday nights, Wiley Hobbit. Tell us about Selme.
Yeah, just remember that when you go to strike the killing blow on my character, that I'll see you tomorrow.
Hey, buddy, mutually assured destruction.
That's right, man. That's right. Yeah, so I'm Scott, also known as Wily Hobbit, and I'm playing the female Pallid Elf Ranger, Selme Isiomefana. She hails from well northwest, excuse me, of the free city of Greyhawk, actually in the direction of the Yatil Mountains, just not quite that far. She hails from the vast expanse of the Vesvi Forest, and she too is, excuse me, she too is gravely concerned about A, our situation, and B, the location of her Ontaro, as no one can seem to find any of the people who summoned us to this garbage fire that we find ourselves standing in. Other than that, everything's fine.
Yeah, it doesn't look good. We'll say that. All right, those are our amazing players. I am Manny at Growed Up Geek. I will be your dungeon master, playing all of the people opposing and maybe sometimes helping these 4 adventurers. So 2 weeks ago, when we were last together, the party, sick of, kind of the city and the run-of-the-mill kind of things of the big city, set out in earnest in search of their missing teachers. Along the way, they came across the local mill, freshly packed with wagons from the recent harvest, completely abandoned, but looked like grain had stacked up, and somebody who was going to return to that mill was going to find quite some work. They traveled through an abandoned kind of ghost town, something that just is kind of faded since the Greyhawk Wars. Continuing on, they met an elderly priestess who the party dismissed for her proselytization. They didn't really seem interested in her pamphlet. Sent her on her way. Before that, she warned them that there was a pasture where some sheep had been slaughtered, and it was quite the sight. Before the party got there, they ran across a meadery that was closed for the season and encountered an Eladrin druid who was kind of conducting the bees like an orchestra, showing kind of her power over nature. She had said that they had recently sent a mead shipment to Blackfriar Manor, or the party believed their mentors as well as others had secretly met for some reason. And the party fought some fought some gas. They've been springing up a little bit lately. The druid took them down on her ferry to Blackfriar Manor, found it pretty abandoned, drawbridge up with a small door. Party snuck in, opened the drawbridge, and found dead people. Lots and lots of dead people. In the kind of courtyard entryway, it looked like a great battles, errant spells, carnage everywhere. But in a kind of smaller room behind there, they found the ruling council of Greyhawk, as well as other notable kind of local officials, maybe international even, from adjoining city-states and nations. And from there, it only got worse. The entire castle was basically slaughtered. Finally, the party reached, they believe, the Lord's Manor with an ominous note regretting his actions and what they had brought, most likely the stacks and stacks of dead bodies downstairs. And we'll pick up with the party in the Lord's Tower. It's evening by now, and there'll be a dead body his life taken by his own hand, and like I said, an ominous note. And we will take it from there. Take it away, lovely party.
I do not know what to make of all of this death. I just only hope my Antaro was not among these poor souls.
My mentor wasn't here because she usually molts a lot, so there should be white feathers somewhere, and I haven't seen any, so she wasn't here either. Thank God.
Storm Chaser looks around, and he seems to be kind of not really overly upset, but he's seen a lot of death just because of the nature of where he lives. But this is a slaughter that of the level he hasn't seen before, and he says we should not stay here long.
I agree. We should. Should we take this note, or any information from the council table? Just glancing over, it looked like they were looking over, perhaps planning to deal with this Scarlet Brotherhood.
I would suggest going to an authority of the area, but they're all dead. Who will we go to? to tell them, hey, all of your bosses are dead.
Selma will kind of look over to Beck Lyodon. What of the Greyhawk? Wouldn't this be catastrophic for the city of Greyhawk?
If we returned to the city and started shouting that all the leaders were dead, I feel it would rise panic.
Yes.
I feel we should go to the head of the guard who's in charge now, who would be the second in command. As it appears that his boss is now dead on the floor in front of us. I feel that would be the best course of action, for they would know who the leaders would be now. The line of succession, who would it fall to?
Yes.
Then we should probably take this letter as proof of what we're saying, because
at least the Lord's letter, as long as it's penned in his hand, it seems it may absolve us at least of some.
Absolve us? But we did none of this.
We did none of this. That they do not know that. We know that. They do not know that.
Surely.
In a time like this, new people in town would only rise suspicion, coming back and telling of death and murder. I feel we would be imprisoned as soon as the truth would be found out.
But that is not fair.
That is life as I'm to understand it. My life has not been fair. Has any of y'all's been fair?
Fairness and justice, two different things.
Aye, that they are.
You see Selma, tears in her eyes, clearly a bit distraught and a little taken aback at what you shared. Clearly something she'd never experienced or considered.
But Stormchaser is right. We should probably get a move on and get our droid friend and ferry our way out of here before it's darker.
Stormchaser looks and says, when a chieftain dies, there is often discontent or uncertainty as to who will take his place. If multiple of our leaders were to die at the same time, there would be chaos. I do not think the city will be a safe place for quite some time.
That makes sense. Especially since I didn't die naturally. Someone did this. That means that someone could take advantage of what they did. We should probably move quick.
Yes, I wish to be out of this place. She kind of throws her hood up. Someone should grab that note.
I'll pick it up and I'll hand it to Beck, because Beck seems more Greyhawk savvy than me. Here you go.
I'll take it and put it in my pack. Is he still wearing his signet ring?
He's got like an amulet for the family, like his family. They're on the banners that have been kind of like that would adorn like a lord's manor.
Does it have like any of his blood on it?
No.
It doesn't have any of his blood. All right. Well then, I'll take it and kind of like wrap it up with the letter that he
Okay.
wrote and stick it in my pack.
Okay.
I also like to investigate his body and see if there's any like correlation between what happened to him and what happened downstairs. Like if it looked like he committed suicide, or somebody killed him or something like that.
Okay.
So investigation. Not so great for me. Let's see. That's a 16. Or no, sorry, 15.
You're gonna see a dagger in his hand. The body's gonna be like seated on the floor, but against the wall. Like a puncture wound, like right here. He's got basically like a stiletto
Okay.
Not quite a dagger.
Yeah.
And he just
A pierce.
it looks
Yeah.
right through here. So there's blood all on here. And then do you have a proficiency in medicine, like medicine, or is that not so?
Not yet.
Go ahead and give me
a wisdom and stuff.
go ahead and give me a medicine check at advantage for having worked in the like the Lord Doctor's office.
Okay.
I think Selmay will pull out her iPhone and snap photos as proof for.
So I got a 17.
The body doesn't look bruised or anything, like it put up a struggle. It looks like he sat down, and by all appearances,
Just as carotid.
Just boop.
Okay. Yeah. Then I guess I'll kind of like make note of that, and then head back down.
I'll ask Beck. So he is fully dead then. He does not live.
It would appear so. The blood that's spilled is too grievous a wound to live from.
Yes.
Because I imagine I would have checked and made sure that he was like dead.
Yeah.
During that investigation.
Yeah, it's probably been roughly.
So I can
2
start
days.
to see like the slow decomp.
But it's not.
Like the slight bloating and stuff like that is what.
Yeah. Pale, stiff.
Gotcha.
All that stuff.
All right. Yeah.
All right. So that's it for the Lord's Tower. You guys ready to get the hell away from the crime scene?
Yes. Yeah. We should
as you
seal this place. We should seal this place as we go.
I mean,
as best we can.
I guess I'll let them go across the bridge, and I'll draw it back up, and then do my leap back across.
Okay. All right. So as the party steps off the drawbridge,
He said as.
And as you on the other side of the moat, still in the manor, a noticeable light comes kind of up the road that you would come approaching the manor from land. It appears like torchlight, but no actual torches. 2 fire genasi, one dressed in very bright yellow robes, and another in a kind of reddish flame pattern leather ensemble.
Nice.
Begin to walk up, and they don't walk up any menacingly or anything, but they do look determined, and they seem very clearly set on heading to the manor.
Do they appear to see us?
They see the drawbridge going up for sure.
Perhaps we should hide.
They're probably a couple 100 feet, and they're in the dark. It's dark enough that they probably don't see you, but probably see and hear the drawbridge going up as it does.
Perhaps we should hide. Let's wait to see what happens.
I agree.
You two take a flanking position. I'll wait for Beck. You're still not having jumped?
Yes.
No, I'm still taking up the
Yeah.
bridge is still coming up.
Okay.
Yeah.
So as the drawbridge reaches the top and set, Beck's going to come around the corner through that little side door. And as he does, he's going to see Lapis, you're just kind of still standing basically where the drawbridge, where you got off. So Lapis is basically going to be exactly where he was when you saw him step off the drawbridge. And then you're going to kind of notice Selmay and Stormchaser kind of moving off to the side to the brush and see this like kind of bobbing glow coming towards you that looks like torchlight, but isn't actual torches. You still gonna jump? All that?
Yeah, because I don't want to be in the castle any more than I have to. So yeah, I'm gonna attempt to make the jump, even with the light coming, just to be on the other side with everybody.
Okay. Go ahead and give me an athletics check for the hop.
All right. Ooh, nice. Natural 19.
Okay. You're going to make the jump, land to your feet, and kind of meet up with Loppies just as Storm Chaser and Selma really kind of settle into the shrubbery on the side of the road as best they can, especially for one of them being very tall.
There's trouble coming up the road. I don't know what kind yet, but I figured we didn't do anything wrong. We could probably talk and see what's up. But Selma and Storm Chaser are on the side, so just in case.
I feel it best if we at least address them for if suspicions arise if we were to hide now.
Yeah, and what's a young man like you and an old man like me going to really... Are we really that dangerous? We're fine.
Yeah, I don't really have like any bladed weapons. I have a staff, so it's not like
I have a cane. I have a walking cabin. We'll do it.
So yeah, we'll just kind of like be at the base of the drawbridge, kind of whenever they're walking up.
They're going to make their way to you. As they do, you notice that the source of light comes from their hair. It appears to be a light little kind of flaming, almost charcoal kind of embers, just ever so short. It's a male and a female. And they kind of walk up, and even as they get close, you feel this kind of like warmth given off by their body, and not like in a kind of obscure metaphysical sense, like physical warmth. They're warm, they're hot, and they give off this kind of glow, somewhat illuminating the evening, and with an odd kind of vacant stare and a kind of smell of charcoal on their breath. What are you doing here? This is the Lord's Manor.
We were searching for people we know, and it seems something foul has occurred here, and we're headed back to Greyhawk to share of our news.
We are here because we have sensed something foul and something dark, and we have come to cleanse this place, cleanse it through fire. This, whatever lies within, needs to be purged from this world.
Can I hear what's being... sorry.
It's you guys probably aren't too far off the road.
Just off the road.
They're speaking in a normal speaking voice. And as they speak and they tell you this, it becomes clear that they're not so much talking to you, but have this kind of like just absolute focus on this cleansing that they mentioned. They just seem fixated on the manor behind you, and aren't looking anybody in the eye, and don't seem engaged in like a conversation so much as an extolling of their kind of purpose.
Do they have any markings, necklaces, tabards, or any indication that they belong to a group?
The female in yellow has probably like a large tabard that you would imagine to be probably her holy symbol or deity. It appears to be a series of flames over a star. And then he just seems to be in kind of a... Selma would probably recognize it as something of a druidic kind of aesthetic. A lot of flames, a lot of leather, all natural kind of look to him. But nothing that would be, you know, an affiliation or like a symbol.
This feeling you have of evil, when did it start?
3 nights ago, the lands they call to me, is what he says. And she, with the same kind of vacant expression and kind of monotone voice, my lord called to me 3 days ago and told me that a blight had settled upon this land and that it needed to be cleansed. And I know this is where I am called to be.
I feel the blight that has brought you here has already made its hold, and this is the first signs of its insurrection.
What lies within?
Death.
They look at each other and kind of nod, and their glow and all of the little bits of flame that they once had are now kind of larger, in the same way that charcoals would be if you hit it with a bellows, just very vivid, almost like a real kind of charcoal smoke coming off of them, an intensity and light, and they definitely seem like much hotter, that you might even kind of, you know, the same way when you would open an oven door, just that kind of blast of hot air hits you in the face.
I think Selma would like to stealthily knock an arrow.
Okay. They have not looked beyond Lapis and Beck. For the most part, as far as they know, these are the only two beings, you know, in the area.
Your cause seems to be a just one. I don't sense wrongness from you, but the situation inside needs to be informed to some people, and they need to be able to see it. And if you are going to cleanse, if you cleanse too much, then they won't be able to see anything. Do you mean like a metaphorical cleansing, or are you going to burn the entire castle down? Because that might be an issue.
It all needs to go. This taint cannot be cleansed by any measure short of the fire. The flame has called us here to answer and cleanse this world and hopefully begin to seize it back from those who try to take it.
Well, shit, I don't know, man, because I'm out of character, because they seem to be doing good, but they're a little bit too intense to, hey, we found these dead people. Also, there's no proof. But
If would we know, like, could we basically ascertain if we knew if they were from like the greater region, if we've heard stories of, like, you know, roaming people that clean blight or anything like that? Like,
I would say no. The odd feature is going to be that it is not like a bunch of clerics of one deity or a bunch of druids of a common circle. These two beings seem, aside from their deal of like fire, apparently,
Yeah.
it seems like an odd pairing. Not quite old man and monk, but their only kind of crossover seems to be this devotion to fire.
Can Selmay see the holy symbol that the female is wearing?
Probably not.
Okay.
Because really here we have two choices, and none of them seem very good.
I mean, Beck would almost let them cleanse it,
Yeah.
just being in like a medical sense, just for the greater good of the area. Having that much rot and decay is not good for any environment like that.
Oh yeah, and the undead.
Yeah, I mean, so like having them burn it would almost like he would almost want that to happen to almost prevent what had happened, what we saw at the meadery.
Yeah, as a child of nature, I think Selmay would be inclined as well, but she's worried about no one believing what we saw.
Well, that's also why I would kind of like pull out the amulet and the note, and I would just kind of like really hope this would cement our.
Would you, after your task is done, would you two accompany us to Greyhawk to bear witness to what the darkness that you've seen inside, as part of your task?
If that is what we are called to do, then we shall participate in this cleansing in any way that we can and that we must.
Have you ever heard of the Crimson Brotherhood?
We do not believe in the politics or in organizations. We believe in the greater life and light of it all.
Well, I can't really think of a good reason to stop you, really, to be honest. What do you say? Looking at Beck.
I say let them clean this place. Let them purge the evil that was here. May it not spread any longer.
And they both give you a kind of courteous bow and stand there kind of oddly fidgeting, but not perceiving, because you're going to be standing right in front of them and they can't.
Oh yeah, I'll travel to the side.
Okay. They both kind of make their way to the edge of the cliff, or this side of the gap, and one of them is going to just kind of, and this odd little ball of fire with feet and a face, it looks like a bloated dog, of pure flame, is going to jump the gap and run in through the door. And as it does, you start to see like a kind of smoke beginning to come from the manor. And as the smoke starts to intensify, the cleric is going to sit in prayer and just intense rays of light are going to pierce the darkness, like a magnifying glass in sunlight, and hit parts of the castle, some of the thatched roofs, and some of the more flammable bits. And after just probably 3 to 4 minutes, the entire castle is going to just be up in flames for a large stone structure. and one that stood for quite a bit of time, the ease and the kind of ferocity of the fire is actually pretty impressive.
I will approach Beck and elbow him and say, "We could have taken them."
I think Selma is going to exit her hiding place in the shrubbery, arrow and bow in hand, but not drawn to fire. And she will sit in the road and bow her head, kind of cross-legged, pull out her sprig of spruce and kind of dust herself with it as she does when she prays, and prays for Rilliphane to bless this cleansing and rebalance nature.
When Stormchaser sees Selma exit her spot in the shrubbery, he does the same from the other side, and he slowly walks over, having heard the exchange, but this is kind of above his pay grade. Walks over and takes a knee next to her, just in thoughtful contemplation. He's not sure what to make of all of this.
As the place really begins to go up in flames, the light and the overall intensity of the two strangers has just become almost too bright to stare directly at the two of them next to each other. You almost want to look around the woods to see if they are on fire as well, as the just smell of smoke and burning coming off of just them makes you wonder if the forest is on fire. It's that intense. The manor continues to burn, and just as the kind of Lord's Tower roof collapses in on itself and the whole tower kind of collapses inward to the courtyard, your druid friend comes running up the hill. I saw the fire, and I was worried. Is everybody okay?
We are fine, and it seems we have more questions than answers.
Yes, it's just I wanted to be sure that you were okay. Just the fire.
And we encountered these two traveling. What would they be? Holy people, and
she looks. I believe this is the Fellowship of the Flame. They are a new organization, attracting lots of druids, clerics, wizards, sorcerers, manipulators of fire. They're pyromancers. I've never seen them before, and she's kind of mesmerized. And as you watch the male of the pair, you start to realize that a lot of his movements with his arms and the way the fire kind of dances reminds you very much of how you saw the bees conducted at the meadery. It looks almost the same, one being a beautiful art of creation in bees and honey, and this one being in destruction.
Hearing Renesmee approach, I think Selma will come out of her meditative prayer and rise, dust herself off. Do these fire wielders, do they mean ill? What do you know of them?
I've only heard stories, and we do not know. those attracted to the flame can be fierce and passionate for their causes, but also prone, shall we say, rage.
You froze there at the end, buddy.
He's
And you're still
frozen. Oh, there you are.
There we go. Sorry.
All right.
You were saying something about them being prone to, I'm assuming that was rage?
Rage and a lack of control.
I could see that. I could see that being a concern. What we found in the manor was most grievous.
You found.
We should go. We could tell you on the way.
Yes. And as the whole time she's been there and talking to you, she hasn't made eye contact with anybody. She's been fixated on pyromancers, watching them almost take joy in burning the manor. And you suggest that it is time to go. She wholeheartedly agrees and hustles everybody down to the ferry and your trip back up river. What happened? What did you see?
Selmay will look to Beck, Lapis, Storm Chaser, take a deep breath, and she'll begin to relay the horrors inside the manor. Everyone there was dead. They were all killed, murdered. There was a great battle in the courtyard. And I fear that all of the rulers, nobles that were in attendance were all killed. No one survived, including the tower. The lord of the tower. Pardon me. She kind of closes her eyes and takes a deep breath and settles herself. Beck, perhaps you should show her the letter.
Yeah, I take it out of my pack, kind of like unfold it and like show her the amulet and the note.
There was written in blood on this painting in the great room. What did it say? Scarlet Brotherhood will rise again. The Brotherhood will rise again.
Have there been other atrocities associated with this Scarlet Brotherhood? Have you heard of them doing anything else?
She's gonna take the. Did you give her the letter? Are you showing it to her?
Yeah.
Okay. So
I'm like showing her and asking her like at the same time.
Okay. So she's gonna look at the letter and kind of shake her head. It was rumored that Lord Vandrin was not worthy of his station. The rumors say that he bought his lordship and the manor and the lands entitled to it, but nobody had heard of him before, and nobody was sure of where he received the money or who took the money in the free grant him his title and lands. And even after hearing the description of all the death, it's a terrible thing that you saw. And you would imagine that telling anybody even a quarter of what you saw would have a very visceral reaction. And she seems very stoic and just kind of nods and listens in the kind of monotone voice. Just tells you this is just, we have felt this for, oh, and those of us who've lived centuries, we do not to the first sight of unease, but the sight of those pyromancers and that which I've been feeling tell me that something big is happening.
Yes, and it would seem now that we are thrust into the middle of it, and we still do not know where our friends and mentors are. They were not among the dead, which is good, but I need to find my Antaro.
Yes, I believe we all must find what happened here. If the city of Greyhawk's leadership, as well the Duke of a neighboring country as well, this is something. This is not the act of bandits, of thieves. This is something much larger.
Selma will just grow quiet, redraw her hood, and kind of sink back into whatever manner of seating arrangement she's in and just look out at the water, trying to process everything. This is, she knows nothing of politics and nation states and oligarchical councils and
There we go. All right. So as the ferry continues, eventually you make it back to the meadery. Almost midnight. She will have manipulated fireflies, what remain of them. Ooh, have my internet shit out on me. To light the way in the darkness, and even I don't know, probably 30 miles, 15 miles upriver from the manor, the flames and the light coming from the fire can be seen even above the trees in the on the grounds of the meadery. If what you say, I worry your return to the free city as well. Not have many allies. Many will suspect to him. And I don't know that Greyhawk is where you may find answers.
Where do you think we should start our search?
Either for fear of being fugitives, one of the neighboring lands, or if you believe in the right of your cause, Greyhawk must be run by somebody. If their executive council was gone, they would know where they went and what they went for. You need to find who is running the city of Greyhawk right now, since they have been gone.
Do you think it's possible that whoever is running the city set up the Lord Mayor and the council to be here. Remember those papers we saw in that office? They showed concern of the Lord of the Black Friar, whatever this manor is again. I don't recall, but
There was another one. There was another letter that said that would be a good place to start, but it wasn't clear if it was a good place to do it.
Yes, they had reservations about going there.
Yeah, but there was a wizard involved, and wizards, you can never trust what wizards do because they're weird and full of weirdness. So I would be afraid to go back with that, but I don't think we really have a choice. So someone needs to know, and we don't know yet if. I think we should go and then prepare to run away really, really quickly, if it needs to be.
The person the only one person knows we came here, and that is that priest of Tritherian.
Yeah.
So perhaps we just go back and speak with them.
Yeah. Leave the letter, leave the amulet, go somewhere else, and see what happens. And see if they search for us.
No one would have any reason to search for us or connect us in any way to this, other than the priest of Tritherian. Could they be trusted?
I don't know. Beck, you came with him.
I know nothing of these politics and things.
I only know him as a colleague. To put my life in his hands, I do not know.
We could go to a land of the dead Duke and tell them that your Duke is dead, but how are they going to trust a bunch of strangers?
I feel that may set terms even more unease.
Yes. The only reason I suggest going to this Tritherian priest is to share with him what we found, so that he doesn't suspect that we are behind it in some way. He's the only one who knows we came here.
And then we could possibly go. I remember one of the papers had a list of 3 cities, 3 towns, places. This place was one of them. There was 2 others. Earbend?
Earbend.
And another one.
Yes,
who I don't remember the name of.
I'm checking my notes.
You could go talk to the priest, see who's running the city, because that's a good point, and then book it really, really quickly before anybody remembers us, and go to Earbend and see if our people maybe went to Earbend and not to the Blackfriar Manor. And
Q4 is the other
I
town.
don't remember.
Yeah.
Did we think that they were supposed to be with the official delegation?
That was my assumption, because they called us to this St. Cuthbert's Square, and that is where the meeting was to be, and then the meeting was moved, and so I just assumed that Ontaro would be with them. But
the letter from my mentor said basically that she knew there was darkness and danger coming, and I had to make a choice to
what stations
do something.
Did your masters hold? Were they great leaders in the areas you were from? Would they hold sway with the leaders of this town, this city? Would the insight of your leaders prove fruitful to be a part of a coalition?
My shrugs.
my Ontaro, Goliath Leothana, is in the court of Lord Kashafen, the High Elves of Vesvi, who's of course with the High Priestess Labella Senoreth.
So your master is from the High Court.
He's an emissary of the court of the High Elves of Vesvi, yes.
And Lapis, your master.
My master is a master illusionist and the head of the department in the Golden Resort and Casino for Lord Mora, who is a genie, the greatest genie according to him. So there's a lot of power, money, and contacts there. So I'm assuming that her opinion would carry. Also, she's really old. People listen to old people. They should anyway. Hi, I'm old.
And Storm Chaser, was your master a war chief?
No, he helped escort caravans and such. He was an outdoorsman. I do not know of any clan that he was associated with.
I feel that your masters were part of a trade agreement. It seems that all of our masters had some sort of dealings with the goings on of the city, whether directly or indirectly. It seems that the trade route was secured by your people, and it seems the money was secured by your people, and the general areas and lands that these things would go to. It seems that someone is trying to cut the city off, or to create dissension amongst the people that create the power. As my master was the head doctor in this town, who he helped everyone. It doesn't make any sense that someone would frame these people or lure these people away unless something nefarious was going on.
Nesme is going to kind of lead you to one of the buildings on the grounds. It is very late, and I would imagine that whatever you must do, you must do it in the morning. Let us offer you a place to stay for the evening, and in the morning, I must not drift too far from the. But if I may help in the morning, I will be some assistance. Is there anything you require for the evening?
I merely just need to meditate and try to clear my mind and make sense of all these things.
Okay.
I need a space to do alchemical work.
Yes, we have a shed out back, with where we work on the givings of nature.
Excellent. I shall use this shed of yours.
Okay. She's gonna basically show you to it. She's gonna point to what's essentially the
woodshed.
Actual, well, for you, yeah, but for them, the actual distillery, I guess. I was like,
Okay.
The meadery proper, big barrels, smells like yeast.
Yeah. Okay.
Delicious.
Perfect.
Out in the back in the shed, it's a pretty fine alchemist wood bench, as my internet craps out on me, and it looks like it hasn't been used in a little while. What appears to be a usually stocked shelf seems pretty barren, except for a couple of herbs.
And now it crapped out.
Do anything.
There you are.
But like I said, there's a couple little things. It's
Cool.
season.
So yeah, I'm gonna
It's off
go
season.
ahead and start working, unpack some things out of my pouch, and start kind of going to town.
Okay. Loppies, what do you want to do?
I'm gonna patch around and make sure that go and see what Beck's doing, go and see what Selmy's doing, see what Storm Chaser's doing, and when everybody's doing something, I'm gonna find a place and probably fall asleep fucking right away. It's been a really active day for a 70, 80-year-old something, so out.
No, y'all. I'm gonna watch some Matlock. Bed. Give me a.
Jeez. Ouch. Yeah, I think Selmay will just find a quiet spot. With Renesmee's permission, she would light a small fire and meditate and pray to Rilithane.
Being broke.
I I think our DM's frozen again.
What's Storm Chaser gonna do?
Storm Chaser kind of follows Selmay's lead. He's not. This is a little bit much for him to take. He's not. Politics for him is simple. Old chief, new chief challenges, or new wannabe chief challenges old chief. This idea of slaughtering chieftains is a bit much.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a little crass even for.
I said it's a little too much for like the second session. Like, save mass poisonings for like session 5 at least.
Why don't we do this? While Manny is getting his internet hamsters running again, let's take a quick break.
Yeah.
All right.
So we can jump back in. Hopefully he'll be up and running. So everybody hang loose out in chat. Appreciate you being with us. And we're going to... Oh, there he is.
Ta-da!
We're just fixing to do a quick break. But if you're good, let's keep rolling until break time.
Yeah. All right. Sorry. Yay.
So while you were gone, the whole thing's on fire because everything is volatile. And I'm sorry.
Yeah, we had
It's
a little...
not my meter.
We had a little... we had a little alchemical incident with Beck.
For real? Did you blow some up? Did you turn yourself
No,
green?
no. Of course not. Not yet.
Not yet.
I've only begun to work potions.
I made something fizzy.
Yeah. Let me add a couple more ingredients before things blow up.
Okay. All right. So, Loppi's asleep after his matlock and checking on everybody. Storm Chaser, what are you doing?
I'm gonna follow. He's gonna follow Selmay's lead. This is all way more than he's used to dealing with. Life for him is rather simple. This is not.
This is the opposite of simple. Okay. And then somebody's going to kind of pray. Beck's going to do alchemy. Eventually, Renesmee is going to kind of go settle back in the grove. And if you have any access to like a window or something to the outside world, or if you're just outside, you'll notice this like really beautiful kind of green glow fill the grove as her manipulation of bees goes from bees to now fireflies. And she sits there in kind of this quiet meditation as the fireflies just kind of almost pulse with light and very slowly. Seems very relaxing. And my internet's unstable again. Yay. And she just kind of settles in for the night. If you checked in on her every now and again, she looks like she was exactly where she was the last time you saw her.
Yeah, Selmy had gone outside and she made a small fire. She prefers the outdoors. So once she wraps up her meditation with Rilliphane, she would probably just sit and watch the display occurring with Renesmee.
After a couple of moments, when it doesn't seem that she opens her eyes, but as you kind of step out to get set up in the darkness, a small little cluster of fireflies flutters over to you and gives you just a little bit of light to kind of help you get settled and get the fire going. Eventually kind of
All right, who cast stop time?
Hold person. Loving the firefly bit.
Phone zone. There we go. All right. And if that's whatever past the
someone's internet is a long rest.
Yeah, I think that's the direction we're headed. I do want to thank Doc Shoulder for the sub. That will give the party a 1+2 to a D20 roll for anything but a death save. So any like $5 donation, 500 bits, a sub, anything like that. So thanks to Doc Shoulder, and welcome to the Wily Hobbit family.
His face changed. You missed it.
Oh. No, wait.
Oop.
It's like the Weeping Angels. Don't blink.
Yeah. Yeah. Those are the worst episodes.
Oh man, those are freaky.
Those things like that don't really get me other than jump scares, but those got me. Oh my god.
Well, why don't we go ahead and take that break,
Yeah.
and we'll see if Manny can get his internet happening. So hang with us, chat, and we will take a break probably somewhere between 5 and 10 minutes. So don't go away. Thanks for hanging out with us. Woo! We are back with continuing internet. Let me move Rob and Manny around and keep on going. Take it away, folks.
Ooh, center square. So everybody kind of settles in for the night, and morning comes. Renesmee appeared to have moved from her little perch atop a tree stump, and my internet connection is unstable again. And everybody kind of wakes up, and we'll begin their. We'll start with Beck, and any kind of not only what you're doing in the morning, but any kind of thing you may have figured out in alchemy experiments.
Alchemy.
Yeah, or like I said, what are you doing in the morning, and anything you may have...
So basically, I was trying to, like throughout the night, I would kind of like start working on. So I was taking a couple of, took a couple of the fingernails from the gas that we had fought, and seeing that it paralyzed Storm Chaser, I was trying to synthesize that in like a potion form. I didn't use all of them, about half of them, and just kind of like between the night of like whenever the potion would need to synthesize, I would kind of like take a trance and come out of it a little bit, and then look at it some more and take another one, and just kind of like throughout the night, just kind of trying to synthesize it.
You feel pretty good that you've gotten it to work to it'll work. You just don't know how well, to what extent. Right. And then your morning, you're just going to kind of... Renesmee has set out kind of clearing at the meadery table, plenty of fresh fruit, grains, a very natural, raw, uncooked feast, essentially, if you're into that kind of thing. And just going to go settle in, get some breakfast.
Yeah. I'm going to come out of the woodshed, kind of looking a little rough and ragged, and you'll kind of see like a half smile on my face, but it's just kind of like between like the tiredness and like the frustration of not quite really getting it all like what I had wanted, but still, enough.
Mad scientist all later. Got it.
Yeah, exactly. Like I got enough trance, but it wasn't like consecutive, so it doesn't look like I.
A little rough. We'll cut to Selmay, who, despite having this feast set up not too far away from...
Uh-oh, he's froze again. There he is.
There you
go. You were not in any way disturbed by this feast being set up.
Okay.
You just look to a normal night, and
so I can punch the long rest button, I'm hoping. Suspense is killing me.
That's not the only thing that's going to kill you. Roll initiative.
Yeah.
Well, that's the good thing about you and I. We only need, but so many hours.
4 hours of meditation. Yeah.
That's right.
Gotta love it. Oh, man. Internet's not playing nice today.
No, it's not.
Crimson Brotherhood strikes again. First the Duke, now the DM. Who's next? It could be you. More after this break. It was the DM.
Oh, he's gone. All right, let's hang tight a couple minutes and see what happens. Yeah. So I can tread a little water while we're waiting on Manny to come back.
On the positive note,
there he
a
is.
really good Zoom password right now. I know
You know
off
it
the
really
top of
well.
my head.
Yeah.
I know right off the top of my head. I don't even have to look at it. All right.
Nice. So, shall I mash the long rest button? Just not going to get that answer, am
I? Silly Hobbit, thinking you're going to answer.
I really want to hit that long rest button. I have 2
Yes.
spell slots, and one of them's used.
Yes. Hit your long rest.
Thanks, buddy. Yeah, she'll come to the feast. Absolutely, 100% will come and eat.
Okay. Oh wait, it's not me this time. What? Oh, wait, is it?
It's you.
Damn it. All right. Yes. All right. Storm
Yeah.
Chaser, your morning.
Storm Chaser doesn't have much of a morning routine. He'll wake up whenever he wakes up. Usually with the at the first light of dawn, just because one doesn't want to face daylight up in the mountains. Seeing if they're seeing a feast, he will partake, especially if he sees others. He's not going to go off on his own.
And Old Man Morning.
Gets up, moves everything, every joint creaks, because on a sleeping mat on the ground is not the place to put an old man, but there's still some life on his bones, and you can tell because they're fucking creaking all the time. He gets up, rewraps his wraps, and everybody's eating, so he's gonna go eat. And grumble very inaudibly that he misses bacon. But I guess this peach is fine.
Bacon.
Even after all the time has passed since you left Blackfriar Manor, there is still trail of black smoke can still be seen in the sky, and you would imagine it could probably be in all directions for many miles. Renee's going to kind of saunter over after getting up off of her tree. I hope this is everything that you may enjoy. It is what I could manage from the earth today.
This is a lovely way to start the day. I love it here. It's very peaceful.
Yes, it is what we strive for, the peace of nature. She's gonna, not partake. I understand you must be continuing with your quest today. I will be of assistance in any way that I can from here. And I do wish you.
Yesterday we encountered a strange old person, and who said that there was a massacre of sheep in the area. A large number of sheep in a meadow. They were all dead. Do you?
I sensed something. Yes, there was a sense of life and of nature.
Nature suddenly coming to a halt. I get that feeling.
Yeah.
That they were frozen. Yeah. She sensed a disturbance in nature 2 nights ago.
Mm.
It is not too far from here. I believe it is on probably the outskirts of Earbend, which will just be about half a day's walk south of here.
I'll just Lapis will just let it be there and let the group make the decision of where to go. But just to bring it up, because we're adventurers, what are the chances we're going to come back here? Unlikely. I don't know. Maybe. If
This
the
may
idea
be
told
the
me
only
anything-
place that this may be the only safe haven we have, so we
Well,
may
that's
become this may
That's true.
become a de facto hideout.
Also, I appreciate you thinking I would put this much effort into a throwaway NPC.
What do you mean this isn't our Charlie's Angels moment?
I laugh at that only because of the nature of how I go in terms of it. There is the only throwaway NPCs are NPCs that my players have no interest in for whatever reason.
Right. There's some hooks all over this one. So she's just going to kind of go back to her on the stool or the tree stump and go back to the bee today. It's a cold morning, getting to the deep end of autumn. And it would seem that there's probably not much time left for her and her bees before winter comes and they need to hibernate.
As we're eating all these things, I would look at the group and say, there may be people here that need help, but I think that the sooner people of Greyhawk know what happened and they hear it from us would be best. But if it's near Earbend, we might need to go there later, and maybe we can swing by and see what happened to the sheep. But right now, half a day of delay could be all it takes for somebody else to tell Greyhawk what happened, and not us.
Do you feel this traveler may have been speaking metaphorically?
I have a suspicious mind. I thought so, but if Renesmee felt actual sheep dying, then maybe it wasn't so metaphorical and more factual. But hearing someone speak of slaughter and then going to a place where we actually see a slaughter, whether they were sheep or not, it seems too coincidental. But maybe there are coincidences, and I just don't trust them.
I don't trust that traveler that we saw. Do you remember the deity she spoke of?
Nope. I have no clue. Lapis might. I don't.
Something the unseen god or something like that. I feel
It was
that may have.
it was Lindor, the ancient god Lindor. Yes, the absent god.
No.
Does anyone know of this absent god or heard tales of this absent god?
I don't know. I could maybe roll something for it. But I don't have religion or anything. I have arcana.
As a citizen of the city of Greyhawk, Beck would know that there's no temples
Yeah.
to the god, and it's observed god. It's very obscure, which is
Probably why I feel uneasy about it. It's because talking about a.
Yeah, the next day we encountered two
which is why
flame guys.
yeah, she has to travel to spread her message. Sorry.
It's okay. So yeah, I feel we may need to do some research into that as well. I don't believe in coincidences, and that is just.
So Greyhawk seems to be the place. They have libraries, I imagine. Big free city.
I feel we may at least spend a day back in the city gathering supplies, and I can go do some research for. I might know where to look. I do have friends in the libraries, not the main librarians, but the bookkeepers, the people that stock the shelves. I may find some information on this unseen god, or I just I feel this is too coincidental.
It does seem rather strange that we would encounter such a priestess. So are we decided then we are going back to Greyhawk?
I feel just for a day.
Then, depending on what we find, maybe Earbend as being one of the other places in the list of possible locations. And also, I don't know if you have, but you should probably take the garlands off because already one person attacked us. And they look super cool, but I'll take mine off and put it away.
Yeah, I'll kind of like pull my hood like over it, not so it's not like poking out like it was. I'm not gonna take it off, but I'll definitely cover it up.
This thing's too cool. I'm leaving it on.
Yeah.
Obviously, I kicked somebody's ass for this. Let somebody do something about it. All right, so set off on the road back north, coming back through Two Forks, where just gross and still run down, still muddy, hasn't rained. Birds of, carrion birds flying above it. Just the same gross vibe as when you passed through the day before. And as you continue on, you run to Mile Mill, now active. As much grain or as much unground grain is on wagons is as much appears to be heading out to the free city of Greyhawk, almost in a large caravan, probably to a for the winter stores. As you make your way into the city, the wagon train basically continues heading towards the kind of city granary where they keep all the food stores for the city and for the the stores. And the festival seems to be in its last day, kind of the closing ceremonies, definitely not as many people. For Beck, life seems to have returned to pre-fall festival
life.
Yeah.
And it's like the last week when it's only really just the locals and all the tourists are gone.
Yeah, and the people who are still sell their last t-shirts before they can go.
The people who got the extended hotel stay.
The real heavy drinkers.
Yeah, there you go. The real party.
You're not letting it go, man.
Mardi Gras over, man. It's over when I say it's over. So yeah, the city has more of a kind of everyday life feel to it. Not as many people out on the streets. The kind of pageant and everything seems to have subsided. As you make your city, you'll hear a voice from behind you. You're back. It's the familiar voice.
You enter the city?
Yeah. It's going to be your little Tritherion friend, Mason. Did you discover what happened? There was a fire that was reported, and we've come to understand Banner was the location of the meeting. Is everything okay?
Stargazer looks at him, and you can almost see the gears turning in his head. How did you hear about fire?
It could be seen for miles. all kinds of reports. The City Watch was even dispatched to see if it was invasion.
May I insight the shit out of that? Because this is getting
Yeah.
me, all my antennas are going like, dude, at the entrance, right here. Oh, hey, that's a good number. 18.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm thrown off because I don't even know who this person would be.
He was the one that introduced you to the party. He's the one that
okay.
found you.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So he seems especially like agitated and kind of like tense.
Well, yeah, that makes sense.
Fidgety, shifty eyes. You're walking through a crowded city, and there's a certain yourself when you walk through a city, but this is, especially for somebody who supposedly lives there, it's very, constantly looking out.
I would just kind of look at him and shake my head and no, we weren't successful in our search.
I'm terribly sorry for what's about to happen. No harm will come to you, but I had to tell him. He already knew, and we have to go. We have to go see him now, and it's better if we go see him. He's.
Who?
Tough moment.
Yeah, just this moment of like, oh, who's summoning us?
We missed all that, buddy. We missed all that, Manny.
You had to tell them what, or tell them what.
And who you're talking about?
Who do we have to go see?
Storm Chaser pulls up to his full height, looking down at the little man. You had to tell who what.
I had to tell him. And as he's telling you this, it's clear he's leading you to the citadel of the city.
The wizard. You told the wizard.
He just seems exceptionally and apologetic, and he made me tell him he already. And just as you get to the city gates, it's open, and there is a very old man with long, kind of raggedy, probably was a very bright orange copper in his day. Sure, it's got like a really hook nose, apparently. In blue and silver robe, hunched over, just sitting on this little floating disc.
Is it the same guy we saw lurking around outside the Citadel?
He is dressed the exact same. He was hard to see a little bit from the walls where you saw him go down into the basement. The disc looks the same.
Kind of gives it away there with the disc, yeah.
Yeah.
Haven't seen too many other people floating around on discs.
Patent pending. Registered trademark. And he just points this accusatory finger at you. What have you done? Get in here. And waves a hand. The gates slam behind you. And
as the doors close, my eyes just lock with Mason. Close.
He kind of, he's a kid.
Grampy's angry.
Okay. As you look around the inner walls of the Citadel grounds, You notice there's nobody else there. It's you four, Mason, and this wizard. This was the same courtyard you kind of slinked around in the other day. The guard shack is just off to your right. And nobody, no patrols, no thing. Just this old man, you four, and this kid who feels terrible.
So what is it you think that we did? And I'll pull my hood back.
I know you did nothing. My divinations have told me so. But somehow, you're calling together, and this incident are poorly timed at best.
I agree.
I want to take the note out of my satchel, and I kind of want to just toss it to him.
He's going to make a flick of his wrist. It's going to burst into flames. I don't need to see that. Do you not know who I am?
I
do not. I am the Great Tensor. We are the Great Tensor. I know all. I see all. You all.
So you know we are not guilty of this horrible thing that has happened.
I know you did not kill them. I do not know why you were meant to find them. Who killed them? You are somehow steps, maybe even miles ahead of others.
There's a silver thought for you.
Hey, we were just looking for. We were summoned here by our mentors and friends. By Goliath, Leoth, and my Antaro. We were supposed to meet. He said he was in town for a council meeting. We were supposed to meet during the festival, but he did not show. And the three of them, I look at Lapis and Storm Chaser and Beck, also were to meet mentors.
I was supposed to see Cyrus. I came to city. I fought in arena. Still no Cyrus. I do not like this place.
I do not either. I'm so confused by all the things that are happening. I just wish to find Goliath.
I do not know where your masters do not have the time.
But you said you know all and you see all.
The answers to questions I ask. I need to find what happened to the executive oligarchy. I rule as regent in their place and do not have time for the administration of a cesspool of a city.
And maybe
It's
you
one of those
shouldn't
moments
have.
where it's-
Maybe you should have burned the letter, because there was some information there.
Have
You know?
this Scarlet Brotherhood? Does this mean something to you?
They're terrorists and they're tyrants. And this than they're capable of. And they can barely march in order. And they pulled this off.
Have they?
It's something bigger.
Have they left a sign of themselves before?
Like stupid men are wont to do, who want to do nothing more than scream from the rooftops their accomplishments, no matter how petty and insignificant. Sure. All insecure men.
The type of people that would dismember dismember people. It seems all of the people there had a hand chopped off.
Which
Does
hand?
this it was their left hand, right?
Yeah.
And it was everybody's, right?
Yes.
It seems they took the left hand of everyone in the castle.
The barbarians. He looks at Storm Chaser. My apologies, my large friend. They want nothing more than better stories to shout from said rooftops. Off arms, poking out eyes. Who knows why madmen do the things they do, other than for attention.
So do you think that it was not this brotherhood that did this? Perhaps they were meant to just look like it was the Scarlet Brotherhood.
Maybe. I don't think very highly of them. So perhaps they are capable of surprising me. Something is afoot. Nobody has seen or heard from Mordenkainen in months. He should be here, not me. This council meeting happens without any input or regard for me. I'm summoned here to rule in the stead of men who would find themselves in charge of all of this, yet murdered in a new lord's manner. Belong here? Better than this. If we can't find out what happens, the alternative to ruling of this city is going to be one decision I will make with a heavy hand, a heavy heart, but a steeled determination. This city is doomed. This is the beginning of the doom, but it shall burn. It shall burn the castle last night, and like many cities will in the future. The city needs this reckoning. And unless you want to do something about it, I will.
But this Lord, you wrote that letter that you just burned. Doesn't seems like that would be a great place to start your search for the truth.
He is a facilitator, a weak man who's bought with money to buy a lordship so that he could facilitate the murder of important people.
So if it isn't him, then someone bigger than him, I guess is what I mean.
Yes.
Mr. Tenter.
Yes. This lord, from what I've found, acquired vast amount of wealth within the last year. Nobody had heard of it. It's a farmer who came into millions, purchased a lord, found himself amongst ancient lines, men of true value and virtue. And he's invited into that table. They were happy to take me. And this is what they got. Throws up his hands dismissively, sort of play its best and brightest to lead.
Well, is there someone else who could run the city then, besides you? There must be some way that this is set up. Yes. As he sits there with a smug look upon his face, considering my question deeply.
Yeah.
Suspense. It's killing me.
Don't you know who I am? Don't you know who my father is? Shut up. Malfoy, get out of here.
Yeah, no, yeah, it's a really good thing that I'm not using one of my smart tongue characters because we'd be in all kinds of trouble right now.
Every time he says something, I want to reply, and I remember level 2, shut up, level 2. I don't even have counterspell. Shut up.
All right, not the best endorsement for AT&T. All right. So, Tensor obviously very mad and expressing very is how he's better than this. And last thing I remember for Rose, him explaining how the Lord came into money recently.
Yep.
He sat them at their table. They invited him to the table, and he didn't want to be part of any city that would allow something so stupid to happen. And then Selma started to say something, and then AT&T.
Yes. So perhaps there's a system by which someone else could run the city. Aren't there more nobles or backups to the council members or whatever? I don't know.
I ruled this city. They're dead, all of them. Up Regent, the system was made to be fair. This world isn't. So we will make decisions that will make this right. I will name a new regent. One of strength, one of virtue, and the one that this city needs to survive whatever is coming.
So what should we do?
There was a lord there, yes? From Ernst?
Yes, a duke, I believe.
They are Greyhawk's greatest and possibly only true ally. And in the dark times to come, allies will be hard to find. We need to make sure that this city, this places, has its best opportunity. The duchy must be notified of the death of the Duke, and you must assist in a peaceful transition to his heir to maintain this relationship.
What do you know of her ladyship?
What was the last thing you guys got?
I was asking, what do you know of her ladyship? Like,
Of the heir?
no, like what's his assessment of his wife, the duchy?
The duchy's the land a duke is in charge of. So
Or the duchess, I guess, was
she matters not. The son and heir is rightful place. She will be respected, I'm sure, by the heir, but she plays no part in succession. It is to be the lord. It is to be the duke's son.
What is his name?
We do not know. He has been away at war 20 years. He has not stepped foot in his homeland for 20 years.
If we are to do this, we're gonna need proof that we come from sent by you, not just for strangers.
Summons his hand real quick, and on it, everybody gets this kind of amulet that has this kind of really
For someone with a mentor who is a wizard, Lapis really doesn't like wizards. Hey, yeah, amulet with a shiny, and that's
shiny metallic glow to it, and it's going to be carved into the kind of insignia that you would see, basically representing the city of Greyhawk.
It's shown on stream right now. The eagle over the wings with the castle Greyhawk on the shield.
Yeah.
So it's basically a pendant that looks like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is the mark of the official emissaries of.
Quick question for you, Wiley. What was the name of that god so I can ask the Lord about him or do some more research?
Oh, yeah. It was Lindos.
Lindor?
Lindor. Lindor is what I wrote down.
Okay. Let's see. Absent god. Wow. DM's frozen. Quick.
Right.
What's really funny is right now is things like showing us. Oh, there he goes.
Oop.
It was like showing us multiple bars.
He poofed again. Well, sorry
now
out
that
there.
Dancer has gone. Well,
So,
Dancer's gone. We
quick
can
question.
raid the place. Yeah.
Raid!
Yeah.
So,
I'm
quick
sure-
question: how long are we going to go on with?
I don't know. I mean, normally we play about 3 hours. Why, have you got something else going on, or?
Well, no, it's just I'm okay with playing. It's just I'm kind of struggling with the breaks and
Yeah, I got you. I think we all are.
Mhm.
and the fact that it doesn't help that I'm exhausted. It's-
Well, Dancer is gone. We should remove the disc so that when Dancer appears again, he just falls flat
Falls
on
on
the
the
ground.
floor.
it's like you're the archwizard. You deal with this.
So it sounds like we're going to be going to Ernst.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel like that's a wise decision because, yeah, telling them that the Duke is dead would be a wise decision.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Well-
gonna work out well for us.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, at least we have the emissary heraldry amulet, but it's going to be interesting trying to figure out where the son is, who hasn't been in the.
Yeah, if he's
Duchy
been
for
at
20
war,
years.
he's probably gonna not really give a.
Yeah, and where's the active war? And where is the Crimson Brotherhood going to try and stop whoever's going to try and stabilize whatever they destabilized, if it was them? It's
And
gonna be
who's pulling the Lord's strings?
Yeah, because Lapis is not very familiar with the way of the world because he's been living in a pocket dimension for most of his life. But he only knows one place where you can get millions of gold pieces from within a year, within like a short period of time, and it's not the best place to be, which is where he works.
Yeah.
Used to work. So I'm in one more level. I can probably have an excuse to ask Manny if I can send a message to my patron. Hey, has anybody named this so-and-so won really big at the casino lately?
Yeah,
No?
right there you go.
Cool. Okay, thanks. It was us. Sorry, guys.
What to do?
Well, without a DM to roll, we can all attack Tensor and there's just
Should be able to take him pretty quickly.
wail on it. Yeah.
Just a bad internet day in Charleston, South Carolina, I guess. You guys aren't getting any weather down there, are you, Lewis?
No, it's just really hot. A little bit of clouds, but yeah, no, not like storms or anything like that.
Yeah. Well, that's good.
Looks like the rain finally arrived here. Only a few hours later. Either that or it's really foggy out there. I'm not sure. No, it's foggy out there.
Here it goes from no fog to you cannot see a block away from here out the window.
Oh yeah,
I might have actually completely missed the rain. I didn't hear anything. But yeah, no, it was funny because what was it, yesterday? Friday? Not sure. I think it was Friday. The wind was blowing like absolute bonkers. It was temperature was beautiful. It was a nice, beautiful spring day, but it was like 45 mile-an-hour gusts of wind, and they weren't happening like, an occasional gust. It would be every 20 seconds there'd be a whole bunch of them. You'd watch the street lights waving on the thing and like going almost half completely horizontal.
Nice.
Here our windows open out, like a butterfly close, and they open wing out.
Yep.
And there's a month or so in the summer where people forget and they don't close them in the afternoon, and the wind rips them off the building to the ground. It happens once or twice every year.
Wow.
It's really bad.
That is windy.
Yeah. And it happens every year, and people keep doing it, but then again, that's people. If people learned, then we wouldn't be here. People will have more windows. I'm gonna cast Prestidigitation and make Tensor's beard smell like farts.
Prestidigitation. Oh, where? Oh, what is that?
I don't know. Maybe your magic stinks, Tensor. Don't you know who I am? Do you know who I am?
Well, I messaged him in Discord and let him know if he wants to call it. We'll wait a little bit longer here and just kind of chill for a couple minutes. Got a good episode going.
It's been fun. It's been super fun. I like and don't like not knowing what the hell's going on.
The only thing I like the concept. I like everything. The only problem I'm having is the fact that I'm playing a character who's very ill suited for this kind of adventure.
I've been there. I've been there. I made a whisper bard who's like, "Here, I came here to kill people and steal their shadow, and everybody's just fucking around. When are we going to start doing the shenanigans in the dark?" No, I made the wrong character. I whisper bard isn't the thing here.
Yeah, political intrigue is not his strong point. He's very straightforward, which is why he just follows Selmay's lead.
Well, that's an RP opportunity for your dude to be that straightforward guy when nuance is required.
At some point, people are going to start talking around in circles, and Stormchasers are going to be like, "Okay,
put up against the wall."
Yeah, he's going
to
pound the table, knock over a flagon or two, and get everyone's attention.
Yeah, there's multiple ways.
Sometimes that's the most effective way to get people's attention.
Yes.
Would you please start talking common?
Fist pounding diplomacy.
Instead of gunboat diplomacy, close fist diplomacy.
I think everybody that's in chat is probably lurking and doing other things anyway, so. Or not. What's up, Sorrow's Tale? How we doing, bud? We're having technical difficulties. Our poor DM has got internet issues. He keeps kind of cutting in and out, and we're having some struggles with that. So we're waiting for him to reappear. Not lurking. Nice. How did your mac and cheese work out, brother? Did you get that made? You know, it's great ever since they fixed my internet, man. I haven't dropped any frames.
That's good.
Man, I've been full
Yeah,
steam.
it's been great to see.
Full steam ahead, over 2,000 kbps, consistent. It's been good.
I'm not gonna lie, I still cry. I still die a little bit in time when you tell me inside when you tell me that.
What's that?
I mean, I'm glad it's working for you, but it's like over 2,000 kbps. I'm like,
Is that not a lot?
yeah.
No, that's I don't know. I don't even know what mine is.
Let's put it this way. That was in my area. That was less than the upload speed when they first put in cable modem speeds 20 years ago.
Yeah, that's my bit rate.
Yeah.
2079.66 kbps. And I've got 5 upload speed, but we're getting fiber optic, and that'll bump me up to 10. So what you're saying is I'm running at the very low end of streamable internet. But it's working. Well, I'll tell you what, I'm going to put the stream on break, and we will chill for a few minutes and see if we hear back from Manny. So hang loose, everybody, and I will let you know what we're going to do. All right, so we are back, and our poor dungeon master has pronounced his internet dead. So we're going to have to put a fork in it for this week, but hopefully he'll be able to get his stuff going. It'll run a little bit better for him next week. So we're going to go ahead and raid into the Gary Con Ethereal. Gary Con is still going on, and there's a good game going over on the Gary Con Greyhawk Twitch channel. So On behalf of the cast we're not a show. On behalf of all the players and our dungeon master, thanks for hanging out. We got a lot of intrigue going on, and we will see you all next Sunday at 1 p.m. So go yell when we go into this raid here. It'll be just a few seconds. Appreciate everybody hanging out with us.